What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? Welcome to the show. Don't forget that second part of the show coming up with China Dow. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the three things that the bigger top 5 clubs have in common. And this is kind of like an extension of what I was talking about yesterday as far as the things that really could bring down the top clubs. And I really believe in this segment, if you will, because these are three major things that they do have in common. Next Monday, or Monday, if you will, I'm going to start a series about the Australian bikie laws, how they came about. Did U.S. law enforcement have a hand in helping them out? Any of these so-called experts. We got to get educational here. Sorry to say, we got to get educational. We got to educate the general public, not only MC members, but the general public on the information that they're receiving. And you're going to say, Hollywood, biker news, you always cover the bad. And here is how I look at it. Yes. You got to cover the bad. You have to identify the problem to find a solution to that problem. But my main effort's going to be to try to do this in conjunction with biker news and stuff. And hopefully there'll be some change, man, because you know what? I believe bikers are smart. I believe bikers know how to maneuver when they need to. And after this stuff in Georgia, I think it's time to maneuver a little bit. I think a summit, a conference, whatever, with the big leaders coming together, sitting at that table, and acknowledging if that doesn't happen, then there could be some real issues with law enforcement. So what's the three things? Every single one of the top 5 motorcycle clubs have this in common. They have members that are ex-military, that served together, that defended this country, maybe fought alongside each other in that 20-year war that we had in Afghanistan, Iraq, and even before then. So there is that bond of brotherhood through service. They all share that. They all have it. That has to account for something. That was the brotherhood that they craved, is it not? They craved the brotherhood when they got out of the service, and they found it in motorcycle clubs. So that's one thing that they all have common. Mongols, Hells Angels, pagans, outlaws, banditos, and you'll probably say, well, why are you only talking about the top 5 clubs? Because they're the biggest. They're the ones that usually shape what's going on in the scene. And you might not agree with me, which is cool. We need to debate this. But they are the biggest ones worldwide. So if they set an example, hopefully the rest will follow. But having brothers that served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, you know that brotherhood. Try to find it within the club scene. The second thing that they have all in common, every single one of these clubs have in common, that's motorcycles. Without the motorcycle, there isn't a motorcycle club. So obviously, everybody wanted the ride. They wanted to get into the wind. They wanted freedom. And most important, they wanted to live life the way they wanted to live. That's what they have in common, every single one of them. So there's more in common so far than not in common, right or wrong. Pushed the politics away. Pushed the disagreements away. Blank slate. They all love motorcycles. They all love the party. They all love going out there, giving the finger to a government that hates them. Common enemy. No? Logical to me. Hopefully it's logical to you. Depending on what part of the country you're in, was the country or the county, state, whatever, that a dominant was in. Chicago, AOA, B&W. That's the area I was from. One of the best and biggest 1%er clubs out there. And I truly believe that still to this day. Hardworking people, raising their kids, putting food on the table. That's Chicago. The same thing is happening where the other clubs are. Texas, California, New Jersey, East Coast. They all do the same thing. They go to work. They put food on the table and take care of their kids. So there's something else they got in common. Hard worker, smart. The disagreements don't seem so far-fetched anymore, does it? If you will. Where you can say, you know what? There's a bad past. Yes, there is. And let's be honest. A lot of clubs are living off of their past. Bad times back then. But it could change, yes? Some people don't even know why everybody's fighting. The third thing they have in common, number 3. And it's not only them that have this in common. It's everybody. The feds don't like them. The feds are out there to get them. Meaning, they want you to fight. They want you to commit crimes. They don't care if it's an individual doing it. No, that individual represents you. Everybody's doing it. Look at our Steve Cook, man, the guy who he goes wax off every time he sees a camera. Pushing the crap that he pushes. They want you to do that. And I used the analogy yesterday about how the syndicate, outfit, whatever, the organized crime, underworld, whatever you want to call it. They seen or saw when there was violence. Business wasn't good. There was cops all over them. Now with that thing going in Georgia and Texas, cops are on hide and alert. Come on. You know every deputy dog that just got out of freaking police academy is trying to make their freaking bones with somebody. And that's just being honest. Hell, they give classes on motorcycle clubs or motorcycle gangs, as they say, in the police academy. So every one of the major clubs have that in common. So why give it to them? That's what I don't understand. Why not say to one of your people that get into some stupid stuff, say selling this or shooting this, that we're not going to help you. You are on your own. You did it. You deal with it. We want nothing to do with that. And everybody's going to say, well, you know, that's kind of hardcore. Well, yes, it needs to be hardcore. Because if you have a schmuck that goes out there and sells a bunch of crank, and especially ain't giving a freaking proceeds back to any of the club, yeah, he's on his own. Because if he was a true brother, why did he bring the cops to your door? Leaders of the major clubs, Rico, why should you be held responsible for somebody that is doing some stupid stuff 500 miles away from you? You shouldn't be responsible, but they're going to try to Rico you to get their money for their budget. And, of course, the next stepping stone in their political career. That's why I believe next week's going to be very important, because you got to know the laws of what can happen here. Or if our law enforcement was involved with other countries with what's going there. Australia ain't the only one. You got Germany now. Denmark, others that are saying, nope, it's illegal. You can't have it. We're going to take everything you got. You have one case going on right now that's probably going to hit the Supreme Court. And that is the patch case with the Mongols. And you got to admit, something like that brought everybody together. But they're trying to take that trademark. You can be next. Hell, they RICO'd an entire club and nobody got arrested or any of that kind of stuff. Nobody went to jail. No, a civil RICO case. And trust me, there are laws out there, by the way. You can take the case of the Anti-Defamation League against, say, the Ku Klux Klan. No, not the Ku Klux Klan, but the Aryan Nation it happened to. Where they sued them and took everything they had. Because somebody killed somebody. That can happen to you. And why? Because some idiot goes out there and does something stupid, and it reflects on the entire club. Many people say it can't be done. They'll never come together. I call bullshit. Because bikers are smart. The leaders of these clubs are smart. They're not no okie doke out in the frickin' backwoods. They know what they're doing. And they know that if something can't come under control, that something won't go right, where everybody, you know what, you don't have to sit there and take showers to the wee hours of the morning with each other. No. You stay there, we'll stay there. We don't need to mix. Something as little as that. And it would be up to the leaders to keep their guys under control. I'm just saying, but that's what we're going to start next week. We're going to dive into some laws, and yes, I'll have biker news mixed in there, but I feel like this is really the news, don't you? This is one of them tipping points where you're on a plateau and you're teetering at the top and you don't want to fall down. Because at the bottom of that hill is the damn cops, the feds, and everything that we're supposed to stand against. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Can it happen? I believe it can. I do. I believe it can. It just takes somebody to step forward to do it. We'll talk to you on Monday. We're going to be talking about that on the first half of the show. Australia's bikey laws. Rock on.
Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. The Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show now streaming over on Rumble and YouTube Monday through Friday at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or some wacky tobacco and sit back and bust a gut. Subscribe to China Doll's Viper Pit to get your dose of the world according to China Doll. Real and honest opinions on what's happening in the world today. Join the Queen Viper and take a walk on the wild side of life on China Doll's Viper Pit.